Alright, this is your price action forecast for February the 13th, 2013. And here we are today. We're going to start with the dollar index. And taking a look at that, we did hit the target there, which was 65. Actually, 2 Fridays ago. Initially had the target here at the 65 level. And, we pretty much hit that level right there today. And came back down. And we've got the new daily candle. And we're back in this area here. Color's a little bit different today. I have to change that back. I think the yellow is a little bit easier to see. And at any rate, let's go into the 4-hour chart and take a look at this. And you see we've just been heading up. We've had a few retracements, but all in all, I think we can expect a little more of this. So I think we need to expect this to head up, but I don't think it's out of the case that we could see a lower high right here, and it also head down. So obviously the news and everything's a little sketchy this week, but the next level we're going to have now is going to be in here. I have not put the green zone in here yet, but this is pretty much where it's at. So I'm seeing the 80 side, 79.80 as being the near-term support. And even further on, obviously 80 psychological level, you've got the bounce here. So, but the next support level is going to be in the 79.80 range. All right, so let's move forward here and take a look at the euro to begin with. So, daily chart here, we had the move up, which was anticipated today, and that did happen. So let's draw a fib of this move. And we see here, I was looking for this level to, pretty much get tested at some point. I'm still thinking that could happen, to test the 135 level before a short. And what I'm looking at here is a shorter term pullback and go into the hourly chart. So we've got the daily fib, and we're targeting this area here. Okay. So we get through this, and then I think we'd skip up into 35.40 fairly easily if we can break 35.10. So at any rate, let's take another fib and let's draw the other direction. Okay. So the current move off of the bottom, we've got 34.30 being the first level. That looks pretty good. So knowing that we did have the move up today, we have to really fractally go in further, and you'll see that 34.50 where you're at now is really support at this moment. So on the hourly chart, seeing a little bit of a lower high there, but we're out of session time right now. So early Australian session right now, and to Tokyo in an hour or two. But at any rate, I think that ideally coming down here for the bounce, if you want to take it long, is more ideal. Okay, retesting this level, much more ideal. Now, as far as shorting goes, I think if we stay above 34.50 and we're getting to London, but we don't break this high here, and you likely will get a price action signal there on a 15-minute or hourly, and then you look for the short down to this level. So let's see what happens over the course of the Asian session, and then look to do that today on the euro. So, and we'll quickly spot a couple of the other currencies. You see the pound here. We've hit support on this, and I think that taking a fib of yesterday's really ugly candle and trying to go long on that, pretty good probability. Pretty much at the bottom of this green zone, about there for the long, up to this red zone. So if we head up first here, I think there will be a short subsequently after that. So the Aussie, I'm feeling like this is going to hold up. Now we've came down here, and let's take a look at this and a little bit further back on the daily chart. And we see we had this real key level here, and we went back some time ago and looked at this level, but 103.15ish. What this feels like to me today is it's just going to head up to this 103.50 area. I think that now it's came back above and closed back above this level. So I think we're going to have a little bit less on the short side, but I think we will have another short here also though. So it could come back down, go up to 103.50, come back down, retest 103.15 to 20, and then head up. Okay. If you want to go short on this, I think ideally at least wait until yesterday's high, and ideally this one a few days ago, which is the target on the long, right? And then trying to take the short, getting break even here, taking some profit when you get back to the 103.15 to 20 level. And then you need to make a decision if you want to hold that, if you think it's going to head down further and retest these daily lows. So, quick peek at the 4-hour chart on this. And you can see the upward momentum on this. So it's possible, we're going to get this, but it's possible this will just happen as well, right? So we have to reevaluate that, just tweak a few things when we get to the London session, depending on whether or not you're trading through the Asian time frames. All right, so let's put that back on the daily chart. Take a look at this euro yen on the daily, and we had here with some information that came out that kind of contradicted itself, and all in all though, we went down, we went back up on this euro yen. Let's go to the 4-hour, right? You see here, this particular candle is where we had the really we were further up, and then we went back down because the yen information was interpreted wrong, is what was said. So either way, sort of a head and shoulders looking, maybe ugly head, but sort of a crown pattern going on here. And I think we could get short. I'm a little more biased to maintain the top side and look for a short on this. So we have the daily lower high right now. And with the daily lower high, I think that maybe we'll get some red. So I'm looking for a short, but I'm not naive to the fact that we could get another long out of this either. So further we get down into this 125 level, and then back down to this level eventually. So this is going to be the target on the actual short. But I think a retest of this for a long was time of day. I think that's a pretty good bet. At least get to break even, right? Now on the short side, really my approach on this is a little bit out of sync, I guess, with the normal sort of day-to-day trading I do, but I'm looking at a fib of this wacky candle on the 4-hour, believe it or not, and I'm looking for about right here between 126 and 126.30 for the ideal short. Okay, now with that said, we have to go into the hourly chart because there was so much volatility on this to describe this, right? That's ideal, okay, on the short side. But what could happen first? A lower high of this, or even a double top. So maybe here or here could go, right? But I think that this zone and trying to take a long off of here are the highest probability bull and bear situations on the euro yen. So take your pick. Within that, there's obviously session-based trades that are more dynamic, like the pre-London comes in and there's a 30-40 pip move, but it's not a typical trade we talk about on here. So take a look at that. I think those are the highest probabilities going both directions on the euro yen, and I'm looking for looking a little more on the short side. So looking for a good place for it to pull back and then head short a little bit more. So notwithstanding the fact that that may not be too far up either. So already 125.52 now. Taking a look at crude oil. Interesting movement on this. We came down and then we bounced at a logical level you would expect on this daily chart, and it looks like now we're trying to form a lower high is what it looks like. Okay, But you can't discount the fact that we had a green candle yesterday, but it is a lower high and looks like a confirmed lower high wants to set up, but we don't know that till tomorrow. But 4 hours stalling out. Okay, 4 hours stalling out. Now, this area down here is a great long area. If we go back there, I think there's more longs to be had here. But at this point, within the range we're in sort of on crude oil right now, this is a place to start looking for a short. So if you're bullish on it and you think it's going to break out, then obviously what you want to do is take a fib of this rise and look for another reload in here. But otherwise, I think you're looking for a short now, and you're looking for this to head down, and then possibly hold part of that position for a fall back down to that support level. And it may not happen in one day either, right? So put that back on the daily. Some things to think about there on crude oil. And tomorrow I think we'll have a little bit more of a better picture on what's upcoming on crude oil moving forward. And so now let's look at saving the best for last here, okay? The gold chart. And we finally have this signal we've been talking about for quite a while. Now, how do you play this? Okay, so you've got this is the daily chart. We've talked about, well, I hope it comes down here, gives us another real clear signal. This is a clear price action signal. Okay. It's a high or low. It's a triple bottom. It needs to be tried, right? Definitely. I mean, at this point, you've got two approaches to try to get in on this long. I'm not going to talk about it short, right? So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. And I don't think it's much more complex than really using a fib on this today either. Lots of fibs going around. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't maybe just take this off the daily signal as a daily trade. I'm all for it. But this is what I'm looking at, okay, on the 4-hour. So I want to try to maximize this entry. But I don't want to miss out on the trade. So it needs to be a little bit of attention going on there, paying attention, and using some alarms as well. So looking for a pullback fib. Closer to 35, the better. But really, I think closer to 40 is more realistic. And then looking for this to head up and hold this position for quite a period of time. I think right now, if you're just to take the signal, it's a good one. But you are right at a level of resistance, literally, when the signal closes well. So it would be better to get that red, get a better entry, and then head up. But just don't miss it either way. I mean, you might want to take some with the daily signal and take some on the pullback retracement. That actual implementation of that's going to be up to you, but I think that we do definitely have a daily signal now. And how do you feel about it? I feel like it's worth a shot. So it's a long-term trade, and hopefully we can stay in this and hold this, and it'll move up from here and get us break even, and we won't have to worry about it much at all, right? So just a quick look at the dollar-yen daily chart. You see everything's kind of stalling and bunched up in here. So I think for it to break a higher high tomorrow, we're going to have to get some good news. And I just don't see that happening. Not that there's never good news, but I just feel like may not get the news we want to really get the risk on. And I think really more the yen has a chance to do a pullback now with some of the comments from yesterday as well. So all that's to be interpreted by you, but either way, that is your price action forecast for February the 13th, 2013.